Okay, so if you all will please look up at the monitors. Do not have anyone virtual. Thank goodness. We're going to jump in. So, this is the Spalding County State Court. My name is Josh Stacker, I'm your judge, and this is the bonded arraignment calendar. I want to start out by saying that here in the Spalding County State Court, we believe that each of you, as you interact with this court, deserve the respect and dignity that you wish for someone you care about. We will extend that to each and every one of you as we interact with you all here today. Hey, don't talk during court. Our goal is to move your case along, get you back to your lives as quick as we can. I assume we're on the same page. That's an admirable goal. I cannot do that if y'all start having sidebar conversations, and frankly, I won't have any patience with it. All right, nobody's virtual. Thank goodness. Okay, cell phones. So everybody has pet peeves. Slow drivers in the left lane, that kind of thing. My pet peeve is cell phones ringing in the courtroom. I'm just letting you know that I have an unreasonable response to that issue. So don't volunteer to step into that pet peeve. Take out your phones right now from wherever you stashed them. Make certain that power button has been pushed for 2.5 seconds and shut that phone off. If it rings after this moment, it means you've totally ignored my instructions and that you would like me to have a contempt hearing with you. Please, please, please do not volunteer for that. I would rather just move the calendar forward at an appropriate speed. Okay, that is a lot of movement. I appreciate all of you double checking it so that we can get everybody back to your lives as quick as we can. All right, this is the correct courtroom view because there's a ton of court in this building. There's 2 floors of superior court holding criminal cases, and there's stuff everywhere. So this is the correct courtroom for you if you are arrested on a misdemeanor here in Spalding County and you received a letter in the mail telling you to come to court today. If what I'm saying does not sound correct, step out into the hallway. There's a bailiff. Show them your paperwork, and they will point you in the right direction. Today is what's called your arraignment. It means I'm going to go over your rights with you, and I'm going to tell you what your options are, and then you or your attorney is going to tell me what to do with your case. Now, you may have a trial. There are 2 types of trials. There's a jury trial. There's 6 jurors that sit in that box over there to your left and issue a verdict. And then there's also a bench trial. A bench trial is where I issue the verdict with no jury present. You may have a conference with the solicitor's office, and that's this group up here to your left. They represent the state of Georgia. And you can ask me about an attorney, and I'll point you up here to this group on your right. This is the public defender's office with the Jukes Law Firm. Now, here in the Spalding County State Court, we have a veterans and mental health court. So what does that mean to you all? It means that if you are a member of our military, a military veteran, or you have a mental health diagnosis, and you want your case dismissed, then if you're representing yourself, we actually don't have Ms. Karen here today, but if you're representing yourself, ask for a conference, talk to the solicitor's office, and ask them if you are a candidate for our Veterans and Mental Health Court. If you are represented by an attorney, simply speak with your attorneys. They're very familiar with our program, and they can see if you are a candidate for our Veterans and Mental Health Court. All right, your charges in this courtroom are misdemeanors. The average misdemeanor carries a maximum punishment of 12 months to serve in the Spalding County Jail and or a $1,000 fine. Now, a few minor traffic charges like seatbelts have a lower maximum fine, and a few high and aggravated misdemeanors have up to a $5,000 maximum fine. Now, each of you here have the right to a speedy and public jury trial, where 6 citizens of Spalding County decide guilt or innocence on your charges. You can also choose a bench trial. That's where I decide guilt or innocence without a jury. You can waive your right to a trial if you so choose and close your case with a plea. Now, I have no preference. You must knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently choose for yourself. Now, each of you here have the right to be presumed innocent and to force the state to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to cross-examine the state's witnesses, to subpoena your own witnesses and evidence to court. You have the right to testify or not testify. You have the right not to incriminate yourself. And if you remain silent, your silence cannot be held against you. You have the right to have an attorney. You may hire your own attorney if you so choose. However, if you cannot afford an attorney, then you can apply today here in the courtroom with the Public Defender's Office. Now, this is your warning. If you do not take action ASAP to apply with the Public Defender's Office, you will very likely hear me say at the next court date that you have waived the right to apply with the Public Defender's Office. I'm amazed at how many people wait until that court date to ask me for the Public Defender's Office, and they generally don't like my answer. All right, an attorney would help you understand the criminal justice system, explain the charges and what the defenses are of those charges, file motions on your behalf, engage in plea negotiations, subpoena witnesses and evidence for your defense, conduct a trial on your behalf and make objections, protect your record and appeal a conviction, and otherwise work to protect you. All right, first offender and conditional discharge. These each allow you to enter a guilty plea without being convicted. So you get one of each for your entire life. First offender is for everything but traffic-related charges, so no DUIs. And then conditional discharge is for drug-related charges only. All right, no-low contender and traffic charges. So a no-low plea, which is what we call it for short, is where you enter a guilty plea without admitting guilt. You get one no-low, a no-low is available on most all traffic charges, no DUIs. You get one no-low every 5 years, and that's measured from the incident date to the incident date, ticket date to ticket date. A no-low will usually prevent points. It'll usually save your license. It won't help you much if you're under 21. All right, if you are here today and you are not a U.S. citizen, then you need to know that any conviction will very likely have a negative impact on your immigration status. All right, family violence charges. So if you are charged with family violence charges, you need to know that any conviction of those family violence charges, you will lose your Georgia weapons carry permit. Federal law will also step in and say that you may never again possess a firearm or ammunition. All right, weird old law called habeas corpus. It's my job to explain it. We call this habeas for short. If you are convicted, you may sue Spalding County civilly over in Superior Court to challenge your conviction. All traffic charges have a 6-month window, and then everything else has a 12-month window. I am so sorry to stop, but sir in the green shirt, middle back, hey, you're reading a book while I'm talking, and it's coming across as disrespectful, and I haven't seen you look at the PowerPoint at all. So I hate to call you out, but it just makes me feel like you're not paying attention. And I've worked very hard on the most boring and informative PowerPoint in the history of mankind, so I'll ask you to pay attention, please. Thank you.
I'm going to read it. I'm doing community service.
Okay, well, community service means sitting there. I mean, if you're going to read a book, you can sit at home on your sofa and read a book. So community service work means that you're engaged in what's going on here. So, okay, leave your book at home next time. All right, if you announce conference today, then you can remain in the courtroom until you're called. You will have an attorney. If you have an attorney, your attorney will very likely announce conference on your behalf. The solicitor's office represents the state of Georgia. Again, that's this group up here. They are not your attorney. If you reach an agreement, you can resolve your case. If you do not reach an agreement, then you simply tell the bailiffs or the solicitor that you wish to have a trial. We'll have you sign the paperwork and move you in that direction. Now, if you receive probation today, you need to know that you will be supervised by the Spalding County Sentence Enforcement. There will be a one-time $25 intake fee per case. You need to know that 100% of all fines can be worked off with community service work at a rate of $10 per hour. Additionally, there is a $50 per month supervision fee each month that you're on probation. Now, the supervision fee is mandatory, but I can waive it after a separate hearing. Now, if you choose for trial, then that means that all the trials go on the same 2-week trial calendar. Week 1 is your calendar call, and then you'll skip a week, and then you'll come back for week 2, which is your jury trials. You'll appear each and every day until your case is resolved. We'll run 2 or 3 courtrooms in week 2, and we will reach your case for trial. All right, you want to help your friends and family, because bench warrants are going to be issued this morning for the people who failed to appear. If you know somebody who is absent, call them, tell them to get down here ASAP, and you'll save them a great deal of future trouble. All right, calendar call. So I'm about to call the calendar. When you hear your name is called, stand up if you are able. If you are not, simply raise your hand and get my attention. If you have an attorney, remain silent. Let your attorney announce for you. That's a pretty big issue we've got where folks announce over their attorneys. Don't do that. If you have the attorney, let them announce. If you do not have an attorney, then you're going to stand up and announce one of the following very loudly. So you'll stand up and you'll say jury trial, or bench trial, or conference, or attorney. Then we'll go from there. Okay, let's jump in.
There's a lot of people in jail in this county. I already gave the names to.
Yeah, we got them, Judge.
Oh, they're all here. Great. I'm the luckiest judge in the state of Georgia. How many times do I get to say that every week? Fantastic. They all just saved you all about 10 minutes. So tell them thank you later. All right, Alexis Alexander. Alexis Alexander, there you are. What would you like to do? All right. Do you want to talk to the public defender's office before you leave? do you want to talk to the public defender's office about having them represent you? Or do you want to represent yourself?
Myself.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, Mr. Taylor, do y'all have the bench trial forms still there? Or do you need me to print some more?
I have.
You have them? Okay, so you're gonna sign two things. You're gonna sign a bench trial request, and since you're gonna represent yourself, and you're gonna sign a reset notice giving you your next court date. Do you understand you're about to sign two documents?
Okay.
Okay, so if you'll step around out into the hallway, they'll give you your next court dates. And they'll have you sign your bench trial form. Okay, Nickerson Amon was Mr. Dutton with a waiver and jury trial. Caleb Barkley.
That's the jail case.
Oh, I'm sorry. I see that. My bad. Rodnikas Marlowe, excuse me. Rodnikas Marlowe.
Conference room.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you, Ms. Barlow. You can go see. All right, the Ashram is a waiver with Dutton, jury trial. Jody Bell.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
I believe the conference.
All right, thank you very much. All right, I think Zachary Arnold did the accountability court. Zachary Arnold? Wait, you're Jody Bell?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you just wanted this one. Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, he stood up when I said Arnold, I got it. Arnold, I think.
I'm not showing him Arnold.
No, it's just it was supposed to be an accountability court.
Oh, is this one of those?
Yeah, I think he's in. I'm gonna check with Leslie. It's actually a status hearing just to make certain he got in. So we'll go with Leslie to figure that out. It's handwritten on there.
There's two of them that are animal reptile, but this one I'm not sure. It's in there.
Which one?
In the system for Zachary Arnold.
Okay.
In the system.
I know Brianna Morgan got put on this calendar, but she is in accountability court. I knew she was one of those that was on.
Well, if y'all don't mind that texting Leslie, I can do it later. But if y'all have comments, you can text. All right, we'll sort that out. Paul Bennett.
Jail.
Oh, jail. Yeah, we'll see it. Danae Bernstein.
Jury trial.
You want to talk to the public defender's office?
I already have one, I think, yeah.
I don't.
Like it says Captain Thomas.
Yeah, you
This
do
was
not
written
have
by
an
felony.
Yeah, stand up for me, I don't know who I'm talking to. Okay, you had felonies upstairs. There's two different public defender's offices. There's a felony public defender's office, which is a state agency. And then we down here do not have that same public defender's office, we have a new one. So if you would like an attorney, you need to, if you'd like to have the public defender's office down here, you need to fill out a new application. So, do you want to fill out a new application with them? Or do you want to represent yourself?
I represent myself.
Okay, so I'm gonna put, are you waiving the right to apply with the public defender's office? Okay, so that was a yes, so I'm gonna put public defender waived. You may hire your own attorney or represent yourself, and it's jury trial. Okay, if you will please wait out into the hallway. Do not leave until the bailiffs come out and give you your next set of instructions. Hakeem Berry. Good morning.
Doing jury trial.
All right, do you want to talk to the public defender's office?
I already got it.
You do not have an attorney according to my knowledge.
Retired. I did not know retired from the public.
That was a felony public defender judge.
Yeah.
This was,
You have the exact same situation as Ms. Bernstein, Mr. Berry. Here, come on up, because we're gonna sort yours out one way or the other. You have felonies upstairs. They were reduced to misdemeanors. The felony public defender's office upstairs is a state agency. The misdemeanor public defender's office is seated here. It's a totally separate group of people. Do you want to represent yourself, or you want to apply with them to represent you?
I'll represent myself.
Okay, so I'm gonna put that you have waived the right to apply with the public defender's office. Is that a correct thing for me to write on my calendar?
Yes.
Okay, all right, you have waived the right to apply. You may hire your own attorney or represent yourself. I have no preference. All right, so if you will step back through there, take a left, go out, wait in the hallway. Do not leave until the public defender's office, do not leave until the bailiffs have come and given you your next set of instructions. Alvin Capps, that's you, Mr. White.
A conference room.
All right, thank you both. Multiple cases in jail, Carr, we'll deal with that Wednesday.
I think Carr's got maybe 5 total.
Yeah, there it is, there's one more on the next page. John Cavender. Good morning. All right, do you want to talk to the public defender's office? Are you waiving the right to apply for the public defender's office?
Yes, sir.
And you wish to represent yourself?
Yes, sir.
All right, so if you will step out into the hallway, the bailiffs will have you sign both the reset notice as well as the bench trial with the waiver. Oh, hey, the two jury trial folks, I just realized they need to sign. They need to sign their jury trial. Give me just a second. Hey, James, don't let Bernstein or Barry leave quite yet. Bernstein and Barry, they just walked out. I just realized y'all do not have the form that they needed to sign.
You call Jody Bell, first one here. He's a diabetic. Got the shake, so he's got to call.
Okay.
Do we need to just reset? Yeah,
It sounds like a good idea.
yeah, why don't you see if he just wants to reset, if he's having diabetic issues,
Okay.
That's slow today. I know. Okay, sure.
Mine? Yeah, I'll be okay.
I'm making something like this. Hey, let's just do this. On Bernstein, do y'all have the files there or anything?
It was an e-file, so
Okay.
I'll,
No, don't worry about it. The reason I'm asking is, I've often done this wrong where I try to print their form, but because the felony charge is dismissed, I don't have the charges up. There it is. So Bernstein has 2 charges. You're right.
Go to reset Jody Bell. Yeah, Jody Bell.
Yeah? Oh, I've already read. It's not responsible.
This is the only one so far. And then this one.
This is where Barry is. Okay, thanks for your patience. My computer finally woke up. There we go. All right, Lakeisha Clark,
Conference.
conference, thank you. LaCoria Clark,
Conference as well.
conference, thank you.
Were y'all arrested together?
All right, Ahmad Conley, conference, thank you. All right, I show quorum is Justin Goodman, waiver, jury trial.
You said Justin Goodman?
Goodman, not familiar with him.
Okay.
That's cool. Yeah.
And cool.
All right, Craddock is y'all's, Quintavia Craddock. Craddock, C-R-A-T-I-C.
That's for a bond forfeiture and bench warrant.
Let me know if I find it.
Judge, that's the second bench warrant in this case.
Oh. Tendelia Davis? Davis? No?
That's for a bond forfeiture and bench warrant.
All right, back to you, Mr. Malloy. Eddie Dennis, looks like 2 cases. Den-
Conference room.
All right, thank you, Mr. Malloy. Okay, Ricky Dutton? Dutton? No?
Well, that's for a bond forfeiture and bench warrant.
Granted.
This is the second bench warrant in that case, Judge.
All right, thank you. Anelia Edwards?
Conference.
Thank you. All right, Robert Smiley represents Espinoza, file a waiver and a jury trial. Shelley Fields is represented by Dutton, waiver, jury trial. Kenneth Floyd,
Conference.
all right, thank you. Back to you, Mr. Malloy. Danny Ford,
Jail.
He's in jail.
oh, I see that, I bet. Morgan Fuller,
Here. Robert.
conference, thank you. All right, Jonathan Gilbert's case is closed. Godwin is a waiver with Dutton, jury trial. Michael Goodman, Mr. Malloy,
All those are jail, Judge.
this is Goodman's jail.
Yes.
Oh, he is in jail?
Actually,
No, he's in pathways in Lumen.
Lumen.
Oh, okay.
He's in
the
this.
He's in rehab in Lumen. That's why I was trying to send Boash.
Pathways?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's not here.
No,
Does he
he's not,
have a-
he's not in jail.
But
No, he's in Lumen in pathway.
he's in the place we were trying to send Bo Usher. Does he have a release date? Or does he have any sort of,
When I spoke to Pathways on Thursday, they said that they would be transferring him to a long-term inpatient facility.
what if we reset it for 30 days and he can report virtually unless we work out a longer term plan? Mr. Shepherd, would that be acceptable to you?
Yes, sir. I mean,
30-day reset with some conversations to try to figure out a long-term plan.
yes, we
We
just got,
already discussed it at length. I know what Mr. Shepherd is looking for. So we can talk.
yeah, I'm kind of wanting him to just not come back into Spalding County.
Well, I'm thinking that might be an option if we can do a virtual
Yeah, that's, yes, sir. Judge, we can do that.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, so we're all on the same page then. Yeah, we're all here. Okay, so reset 30, whatever, to the, whatever, reset to whatever day Eric and Jordan picks.
But Pat, we know he's not here right now, so
I got it.
he's not gonna get in no more trouble.
For now.
Okay. All right, I'm also gonna put it down for a conference. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cases. All right, should we go tell?
7 cases.
There's 7.
Ben,
Okay. I'm so sorry. Hold on just 1 second. So y'all are telling me there's I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cases. You all saying there's more cases?
Twenty-three
Okay.
SR 0679 is not on the calendar.
Oh, yeah, there's
That's correct. That's a disorderly conduct.
Yeah. She's already got it. All right, back to you, Ms. Costello. What did you say? Do you want to talk to the public defender's office?
No.
Are you waiving the right to apply with the public defender's office?
Yes.
All right, so thank you very much. If you will wait out in the hallway for the bailiffs, they're going to talk to you. You can either represent yourself at your trial or hire a private attorney. All right, Laura Griffin. All right, do you want to talk to the public defender's office? I'm sorry? No? All right, you're waiving the right to apply with the public defender's office? You can either hire your own attorney or represent yourself. Are those options acceptable to you? Okay, then you may step out in the hallway. Do not leave until the bailiffs have you sign your reset and your bench trial form. This is about y'all's best day ever in court. Katrina Hawkins? Hawkins?
We're only halfway through the calendar, though.
No.
Well, that's for a bond forfeiture and bench warrant on both of those cases.
Granted. All right, I have Helmick as Dutton waiver jury trial. Jimmy Henry's in jail.
Yes.
Makari Hernandez. Conference, thank you. Randy Hitchcock is Dutton waiver jury trial. That's page 7. Hortz is in jail.
Mr. Shepherd, are you gonna do that, Mr.?
We have a dead docket.
I'll check it.
Well, when she's in jail, let's talk about it.
Okay.
That's probably an easier way to fix it.
Okay. And you don't show up. Okay. All right, then Wednesday.
I didn't know she was in jail at the time, but I think we.
All right, Ariel and Howard.
Conference.
All right, thank you. All right, Jackson is Dutton waiver jury trial. I'm so sorry, that was Andrew Jackson. Sandy Jackson is also Dutton waiver jury trial, as well as Ethan Day. Dutton's on a roll.
Well, he asked me to put all these cases down today so we could resolve it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's, okay. Rihanna Johnson.
That's on.
All right. Ms. Johnson, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put you down for Ms. Porter up here on the far right table. She's gonna call your name after the calendar, after I finish my part, and she's gonna go over the paperwork with you, and then she'll give you your next set of instructions. All right, thank you very much. Have a seat. James Jones?
Yeah.
Oh, that column. No, that's all right. Don't get up if you don't have to. What do you want to do with your case?
Bench?
Bench. Do you want to talk to the public defender's office?
No.
No. Are you waiving the right to apply, Mr. Jones?
Yes, sir.
All right, you may wait out in the hallway.
Have you got your driver's license back? Have you got his driver's license back?
He didn't bring his wallet with him before you. I got all his medical paperwork and everything.
Okay, we'll talk later.
Your Honor, did you call Ethan J. just above Ms. Johnson?
Yeah, there's Dutton picked that one up. Dutton is handwritten on that one. All right, that's page 8. All right, Gerald Jordan was reset.
Do we just continue it or?
Looks like it was a one-time continuance.
Yeah, it was already.
Okay, so they used their one time. All right, Lawrence Lamar, 2 cases.
That's hard.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Lamar, you sit tight. And Ms. Porter's gonna call your name here in a little bit and give you your next set of instructions. And you and I walked in together, and so what I want to do is say, you know, obviously you have a wheelchair, so please give us your feedback, like the things you like, things you didn't like. It's very important to us that we make this work.
I got it in mind.
Okay, that'd be great. So you can tell Ms. Porter, and obviously if she can grab me, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you. Okay, Rufus Maddox, waiver, Dutton, jury trial. Joan Martinez. Martinez, oh, good morning.
Obviously, gonna ask if you could reschedule on the process of getting an attorney right now.
All right, who's your attorney? Who are you trying to, you have not hired an attorney yet?
Well, I'm talking to him, but they told me to tell you there's something.
All right, I don't mind resetting it, but you only get one, and this would be a substantial waste of your one reset. If you ask me to reset it, I will let you do it. I'm just telling you, you only get one, and all I gotta do here is plead you not guilty and move you forward, and you've not wasted your one reset. So what do you want me to do? You want me to reset it? You want me to plead you not guilty and move you on to a trial?
Let me not.
Okay, I'm gonna plead you not guilty. I'm gonna put you down for a trial. If your attorney falls through, you need to apply with the vendor's office ASAP, or you will hear me very likely say that you've waived the right to apply. Do you understand that? All right, go sit out in the hallway, wait for the bailiffs, please.
All right, may I approach?
Yes. All right, so let's make a couple announcements. If you are here and your name was not called, stand up for me. There's always a couple. If you're here and your name was not called, stand up. All right, nobody. One person. What was your name? It's okay. Oh, you stood up. Okay, then, Mr. Shepherd, if you wish to make your announcements, you may.
Good morning, y'all. I'm Patrick Shepherd. I'm the solicitor. That means I'm the prosecutor. I'll be the one doing the conferences this morning. There's a good many of you who are represented by the public defender. If that's the case, then follow your attorney's instructions for the rest of your morning. I'll speak with them and they'll relay a plea offer to you, but I can't speak with you directly because of all your ethical rules. So just follow the public defender's instructions for the rest of the morning. There's also a good many of you who are not represented who have asked for a conference. If that's you, what's going to happen is in a few minutes, Ms. Sherry Middleton there with a green shirt on, and Ms. Denise Fletcher over there with a white and black striped shirt on. We'll start calling names. When your name is called, you're going to follow one of those two ladies out the double doors over here to my right, your left. There's a hallway. These are a waiting area outside of my office. Have a seat in one of those chairs, and I will call you back one at a time for your conference. When you're done with your conference, you're going to come back down the same hallway, through the same double doors here, quietly have a seat in the courtroom to either enter a plea or get instructions for your trial date. When you come back to the courtroom, make sure that you do use these double doors. If you use that single door over there, you will disrupt court. You will make the judge unhappy, and it's not a good way to start your Monday. There's obviously a lot more of y'all than there are of me, but I know what I'm doing. I'm moving quick. I do this all the time. I'll have everybody out of here to beat the time today. All right, thank y'all.
All right.
Good morning. My name is Terrence Malloy, and I represent the Duke's firm at the public defender's office. To my left is my partner, Mr. Eric Charles. He's the other attorney that will handle your case. And to the right of him is Ms. Chastity Porter, my court administrator. Here's how this is going to work with us. For those we already have case files for, you see I have a stack here, and you heard a sound for you when the judge called your name. Sit tight. Okay, we want to call you back individually. Myself, Mr. Charles, we're going to have your file. We'll call you back individually and tell you about the updates in your case. If we have new information in your file that we can tell you about today. But to help us do that, when the judge leaves the bench and says, you know, he's at recess, if you need to go to the bathroom or something like that, please do it, but please come right back. Here's how it works. When we come out and call your name, if you're not here, we're going to take the file and go, follow power. You have to wait till we get back to you again. If we do that a second time, we'll call your name and you're not here a second time. Besides just putting back on the following power, you have to speak with your honor. For some reason, I make this announcement every time we do this. And for some reason, every time at least one person decides to go somewhere else. You know where they go, why they leave. If they're not here when we call them 2 times, then either they show up late, or come back later, or they come back at another date, then they have to address the judge about for having a additional. For all of those of you who want to apply for our services, as the judge said, Ms. Porter, my court administrator, will meet with you back in the jury room. You will go through that application process this morning. And she will tell you today whether or not you qualify for our services. So if you qualify, we will open the file for you, and we'll move forward with your case. If you don't qualify, then it's up to you to either represent yourself or retain other counsel in another way. But help us, again, Ms. Porter's going to do the same thing that I did with the files that she has. She's going to call those names out. And if you're not here, she's going to put you at the bottom and she'll come back a second time. If you're not here the second time, the same result, you'll have to speak to the judge. So any questions about that from anybody? No, good. But please help us help you. Again, I make this announcement every time we do this, and I can't think of any time when not at least one person somehow disappeared before the morning is over. So thank you.
All right, so y'all are probably thinking, what in the world is he talking about? But here's the thing that we've discovered. One of you today, statistically speaking, is going to volunteer to go to jail. Like, I don't know how else to say that. One of you today is going to volunteer to have Piper come get you somewhere else, take you to the jail, and have me go see you out there. This is the volunteer from the last court date. There's always one volunteer from each court date who just disappears into the void. And I don't know how else to fix that, considering the rest of all of you get it. So, one of you is going to go to jail. I'm so sorry if that's you. Please, hopefully, it's no one in this one. But here's how this works. Here's my instructions. You ready? Go to the bathroom, get back to your seats. Like, that's your instructions. You got one job. Go to the bathroom, get back to your seats. One of you is going to choose to go to the bathroom, leave, go to jail, and have me come see you on a Wednesday afternoon. I hope it's none of you, but statistically, one of you is going to choose that option. So, I'm going to step off the bench. This next phase goes so much quicker if I'm not sitting here, because the solicitor's office is going to be calling people out that door faster than you expect. The public defender's office is going to be calling people up here faster than you expect. The bailiffs are going to be calling the people out there. And guess what? If you're not in this room in your seats, then guess what? We can't find you and we can't handle your case. The fact that we've had to create a system for this tells you it is a major issue that we are struggling with. And my solution is just to take that one person to jail. And like I said, when this person gets picked up, I'll put their person in the jail pile and we'll go see them out of the jail. And that's just the last court date. Mr. Charles, do you want me to go ahead and handle Spells before I step off the bench?
Yes, Your Honor, we may.
Okay. All right, let's come back to order. I'm gonna run this plea through real quick and then we'll take a break. Spells? Where are you? All right, you'll step up to the podium. Make sure that green light is on there. Clint's got it.
Yes, that's why I do this.
All right. Ms. Spells, if you please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, take your hand down. State your full name for me.
Enos Deanne Spells.
Ms. Phelps, you're here today on 23 SR 0803 because you're, and it appears from my calendar that you were on time for court today. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear the rights I read out to the courtroom and see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
I did.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Any questions I can answer for you about those rights?
No, sir.
Your attorney has passed up to me this attorney and defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document that I'm holding up?
I do.
Do you recognize it as the written version of those rights I read out earlier?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
They are.
Page 2?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature?
Yes.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time that you needed to review it
I did.
and to ask your attorney any questions you have about it?
Yes, sir.
And because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes, sir.
Have you had all of the time that you need to speak with your attorneys about all aspects of your cases?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with the job they've done on your behalf?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you have the right to a jury trial?
I do.
And that by entering this plea, there will be no trial and this case will be closed. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Spells, do you have any questions for me about anything before I pivot to your attorney with my next set of questions?
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Charles, do you stipulate that there's a sufficient factual basis for me to accept this DUI plea? I don't have the incident, but I'll look it up. In 23 SR 0803.
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Speltz, are you wishing to enter a guilty plea to this charge?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Speltz, I'm gonna find that with your, request to enter a guilty plea combined with Mr. Charles' stipulation as to the DUI factual basis, that there's enough for me to take your plea. I'm gonna find that you are knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights in entering this plea. I reviewed the recommendation, I think it's proper, and I will grant it. Mr. Charles, do you wish to add anything before I sentence?
Yes, Your Honor, she gave me the copy of a DUI certificate, which is attached, she already did that. And also a note from the doctor about the medical condition. And she also lives in Jasper County, so she will have to do the reporting by phone.
Yes, I've already marked that. You told me.
Thank you, and that's it, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Ms. Speltz, do you have any questions for me about anything before I sentence?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, then, and the incident date on this case is September 16th of 2022. Okay. The sentence of the court then is as follows. As to, on Candace Speltz, 23 SR 0803, which is a DUI from September 16th of 2022. I'm gonna find you guilty. It's 12 months probation. You know what, you're wearing court clothes today. I'm gonna do my standard $100 off the fine, because you're dressed up for court. One of these days I'm gonna look out and everybody's gonna be dressed for church.
Thank you.
Okay, so your fine's $18.66, which is $100 off. 12 months probation, 3 days in jail.
She got credit for that.
She got credit, okay, credit for that, and additionally time served. You are to get your Georgia driver's license back. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products should be tested for those. Fourth Amendment waiver, $50 per month supervision fee, $25 intake fee. You can work off your fine with community service work if you wish. 240 hours of community service work, substance abuse evaluation, substance abuse evaluation within 90 days, DUI school within 60 days. You've got DUI school already scheduled for a couple days from now. You may go to phone report after your orientation. That's the sentence of the court. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision. You have 6 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights. All right, you have 30 days from today. Yeah, that covers everything. Do you have any questions for me at all?
No, sir.
All right, then I'm gonna pass you off to Mr. Clint. He's gonna walk you back there and meet with probation. Good luck to you, man.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Morning. Mr. Capps, if you will, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, take your hand down and state your full name for me.
Alvin Ward Capps Jr.
All right, Mr. Capps, you were here on 22 SR 0971, and according to my calendar, you were on time for court. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Did you hear the rights I read out to the courtroom, and did you see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Yes.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes.
Any questions I can answer for you about those rights?
No.
Your attorney has passed up to me this attorney and defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document that I'm holding up?
Yes.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes.
Page 2?
Yes.
And is this your signature?
Yes.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time that you needed to review it?
Yes.
And to ask your attorney any questions you have about it?
Yes.
And because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes.
Any questions I can answer for you about anything on this document?
Yes.
Have you had all the time that you need to speak with your attorneys about all aspects of your case?
No, sir, I haven't really spoke with attorneys about anything.
Okay.
Like, I talked to him in the back about this case, Your Honor.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm gonna let y'all talk off record just for a minute.
Yeah.
And if he tells me he's ready, we'll keep going. We're off record.
There is nothing else basically to discuss.
We're gonna keep moving then. All right, well then, Mr. Capps, at your request, I'm gonna continue with the plea, okay?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you the question again. Have you had all the time that you need to speak with your attorneys about all aspects of your case?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with the job they've done on your behalf?
Yes.
You understand that if you asked me for more time to speak with your attorney, I would absolutely give you that option?
Yes.
And you understand that if you wanted to reset to another date, to have more time, even past this court date, you would absolutely have the right to have that?
Yes.
You wanna go forward with this plea?
Yes.
Okay, we're good to go then. All right, so Mr. Capps, do you, you understand that by entering this plea, you're giving up the right to a jury trial?
Yes.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Any questions for me about anything before I pivot to your attorney?
No.
All right, Mr. Charles, do you stipulate there's sufficient factual basis for me to accept this obstruction charge from May 7th of 2023 here in Spalding County?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Capps, do you want to enter a guilty plea to this obstruction charge?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna find that Mr. Capps is knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving his rights to enter this plea as well as affirmatively entering this plea. I reviewed the recommendation and I will follow it. Mr. Charles, anything you wish to add before I sentence?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Capps, do you have any questions for me about anything before I sentence?
No.
Okay. Alvin Capps Jr. You are here, I'm sorry, as to 23 SR 0971 from April 7th, 2023. I'm going to find you guilty of one count of obstruction. It's 12 months probation, $445 is your fine. You may work off your fine with community service work at a rate of $10 per hour. Show your valid license to probation. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hand products. You'll be tested for those. $50 per month supervision fee. $25 intake fee. $50 as restitution to Spalding County to offset the cost of your attorney. 20 hours of community service work at a rate of 6 hours per week. And your case will close the moment 3 months have passed, no violations have occurred, and all conditions have been met. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision. You have 12 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights. Any questions for me, Mr. Capps?
No.
Okay, that concludes this plea. Mr. Capps, before you and I part